Good morning. It is currently 9:42 a.m. on Sunday, June 14th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis, and this is 5 more minutes. Feel like I have a lot to talk about today. Lots of different things anyway. I went and saw Jurassic World last night, or yesterday afternoon, and then I also went to see an improv show called Face Off in the evening. And then I also watched the premiere of the Netflix series Sense8. And then I just spotted on the internet that the Philae Lander, the little lander that landed on the comet and then bounced, and so it was in the shade and it couldn't keep operating, it has woken up because now the comet is close enough to the sun that it can get a light on its solar panels again. So all of that stuff is exciting. I don't know that I necessarily have all that much to say about the lander other than just yay that it's woken up, but I'm going to continue to watch it because that's a cool space mission, but I don't have a lot of insight on it necessarily. Sense8, I'm also probably not going to talk too much about yet just because it's definitely, one of the things I'm hearing everybody say about it is that it's a slow burn, meaning it takes a while to get going. And the first episode I like, but I could definitely say, yeah, it takes a while to get going. So I'm going to let it get up to speed a little bit more, I think, before I talk about it and really decide final opinions on it. The improv show was a lot of fun. Face Off is like, it has two teams of three. There's the home team and the away team. And I don't really know exactly how it works, but my understanding is that it's set up like a competition with points and everything. And it is actually the sort of thing where if you're the home team and you win, you keep staying on for the next week, whereas the new teams have to kind of audition to get to be on the show. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but that's the impression that you get watching the show. And it's a combination of short form games and just scene work, scene montages, and mostly it's score based on who makes you laugh the most. It was a little unfortunate that we had some drunk people in the front row who were yelling stuff out a lot. It's interesting. I felt like I didn't have an especially strong feeling about this before, but somehow in the last couple of years, maybe it's listening to a lot of podcasts from stand-up comedians and then also getting involved in the improv scene. Luna! My patience for it being funny to yell things out from the audience has really diminished. Luna, no! So in short form of that, I would just say, unless you have been specifically asked a question in the audience, don't yell stuff out. It doesn't matter how funny you think it is, period. Just don't. Just don't. If you have been asked a question, go for it. If not, so that's my little lesson. I thought the improvisers did a relatively good job of keeping it kind of light and funny and making fun of the situation, but it was clear that they were really annoyed, and kind of the rest of us were too. But it was an interesting thing to watch. So maybe I'll finish talking more about Jurassic World. It's super dumb. There's a lot of parts of it that are super dumb. Elements of the plot are just deeply, deeply goofy. And there's some stuff with the female lead character played by Bryce Dallas Howard that's kind of plays into some unfortunate tropes in terms of like, oh, she's this cold, unfeeling woman, but she learns to get earthy and want to have kids and stuff like that. And I read an interview with the director, and it's clear that some of that stuff wasn't really intended to come across that way as much as it did, and yet it did. So that's unfortunate. And that bugged me a little bit in the movie. But on the whole, the action and all of that was pretty fun, and I had a good time, even though most of it, like the whole second half of the movie, I was just laughing at the action. And I don't mean that in really a bad way, because I was having fun, but just some of it is just like, oh, I don't want to spoil it, but there was a moment where when I saw what they were doing, like the story twist that they were throwing in at that point, I just like, I snorted with laughing, even though it was supposedly a serious, scary scene, just because I couldn't believe they were doing that. So on the whole, is it a great work of cinema? No. But Chris Pratt is great, as always. And even though they gave him a few of the story beats that lead to that sort of tropey stuff, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, the movie is a lot of fun, even though it has issues. And that's how I feel about it. So I was really wary of that one for a long time leading up to it. I kind of just, there was a part of me that sort of wanted them to have not made it. But as I'm sitting there in the theater and I'm watching dinosaurs attack people, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is okay. I like this okay. I think I probably would agree that I like it better than 2 or 3. But the first one is groundbreaking. This one is a fun way to spend a Saturday afternoon. All right, so I will, just as a reminder, me and the Beyond the Wall crew are going to be doing a quick reaction show for the season finale of Game of Thrones tonight, meaning like half an hour after the show airs on the East Coast. We'll be doing just a quick, immediate reaction show tonight, so check that out, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.